YouTubers and citizens of the city of Indianapolis. It's Pierre talking to you, Myers, Mays, and Orenlicher supporters. Now hopefully you will listen to me, and hopefully you will take my complaints very seriously. This is the second fraudulent election that we have had to endure in 2 years. And I filed an elections fraud complaint in the election in 2006 with Ms. Carson, and I'm going to file one in this one. But I specifically told Dr. Woodrow Myers, and I told David Orenlicher, I told you guys to be very vigilant, and I hope you will still be vigilant and take my complaints and my concerns very seriously. You know, several weeks ago, on, I think Inside This Week with Jim Scheller, or whatever his show is called, he had Dan Parker on. And basically what Jim Scheller was saying was he was concerned that Carson, Mays, and Myers would split the black vote and allow that would be favorable to David Orenlicher. And Dan Parker was very quick to correct Jim Scheller, and he told him, and I saw this with my own eyes, and you guys need to pull that footage. He said, Dan Parker said, that it was Woodrow Myers and David Orenlicher who were actually splitting a block of votes. Now, friends, either he has one damn good polling agency, or he knew something that we didn't know. And you need to put it into context. And he went on to say, I believe, that Andre Carson would lead the ticket or blow him away. But with respect to him saying that Myers and Orenlicher were actually splitting the votes, a block of votes between them, and he said that several weeks before the election, friends, that has to be taken into account. And it has to be, he has to be asked about that. The other thing is, with the news coverage that I got this time around, the unfortunate shooting of me at Starbucks, I was in the paper, they did a story on me, I got a free TV commercial, and this is something else you need to look into. I got a free Equal Time commercial from Channel 8, because Jeff White left Caroline Mays on 4 to 5 weeks after she became a federal candidate. And some of my coworkers at my job saw that as early in the morning as that commercial came on this past weekend before the election. They saw that. And as I wrap up this real quick video, what I'd like to tell other people considering running for Congress in the future, and that is, you've got a responsibility and an obligation as a candidate that if you think that there has been irregularities or that there has been some sort of electoral malfeasance, you've got a responsibility as a candidate and someone who stood up and asked people to vote for you to file a complaint and make sure that this election was on the level. And David Orenlicher and Woodrow Myers, that responsibility rests with you. I'm going to do my part, but you all know that I'm in an adversarial relationship with those judges. And you all know that I have repeatedly said that Kel Bradford destroyed my court file and Doris Ann Sadler destroyed my court file, and that Kel Bradford made a false entry into the court record on 9/28/06. That's in black and white. And I repeatedly made that comment. Our U.S. attorney quit 15 months before her term was up, and then she got a job over at Ivy Tech. To me, I don't have any proof to the same, but that suggests to me that the governor got her that job. All of these things happen, friends. They happen. And you don't need me to verify them. It happened. So what I'm saying to you guys is, what you need to do is to first pull that footage of Dan Parker telling that to Jim Scheller. And then you have to ask him what polling was he looking at, or how was he able to arrive at that conclusion. The second thing you need to say, I don't care if you call me a nut or what have you, you've got to ask the question, does Pierre Pullins have a court file that was destroyed by a judge that Mitch Daniels put on the appellate court? And the answer to that is yes. Okay? And I'm asking, and I want to put the question to David Orenlicher and Dr. Myers. You guys spent combined almost $3 million running for this congressional seat. And my question to you is, would you have done this if you had have known that there was charges of election irregularities in the last election, if you knew that I had a missing court file, if you knew all of these things? My question is, would you have run for Congress? Would you have made a $1.6 million effort? Would you have, David Orenlicher spent close to $800,000 running for that congressional seat if you knew these things were occurring and if you knew of the charges? Quite frankly, I don't believe you would have. But, you know, that's a question that you have to answer. But I'm going to send your campaigns a letter, and I'm going to leave it alone. Because, truthfully, friends, this is not a fight that I asked for. I didn't wake up one day and say, hey, I want to go downtown and start screwing with judges. Or I want to go and start a fight with the Marion County Prosecutor's Office. No. Pierre Pullins has one life to live, and I would have certainly liked to live that in peace and obscurity, seeing my son and working a simple job. But you cannot do this in this racist, low-down, blacklisting city. You cannot do that. Okay? So, this is the end of this video. Like I said, I'm going to send you guys a letter, and Mays and Orenlicher and Meyer supporters, you need to take my complaints very seriously. Thank you for listening.